Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Pastor Warren with unashamedofjesus.org. Well, today I'm going to be talking about the Michael Tait situation with Newsboys, DC Talk, and I'm going to be probably taking a little bit different approach to this, a different angle on this story, as I'm sure many of you have heard this about this story, this situation, and it's far worse and far greater than we could have ever imagined. As you can see in this photos here is part of the essay that Michael Tait um, performed, among many other things, including I've watched the videos and of Michael Tait, and he's drugging women and uh, pretty much raping them. Him and this individual in this video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I encourage you to look up these videos, which are out there all over online. But I want to take a different approach to this story, a different angle, as I'm sure it's been covered a lot. And so, what does, Michael Tate, what is the fruit that is being produced from Michael Tate? And of course, he's linked to Toby Mac and DC Talk. And this is why, everybody knows, everybody's heard DC Talk, right? And I mean, even when I was a teenager, not saved, I knew who DC Talk was. I mean, and DC Talk, if you don't know, originated from Liberty University. This is where Michael Tate and Toby Mac met each other. This is where the group formed. This is a actual picture from them back in the Liberty University days. And here's a quote actually from the Liberty University website. Alumni Michael Tate, who left his stamp on Liberty's campus and an even greater imprint on Christian hip hop and rock sounds, returning to his alma mater still causes him to choke up. For Tate, current leader of the Newsboys, returning to Liberty University for the God's Not Dead tour, summed up in one word: emotional. Feels good to be back in the nation's greatest university. And so, Liberty University obviously is probably the most famous Christian university out there. So, where am I going with all this? What is the fruit that Liberty University is producing? Well, you probably remember this scandal a few years ago. Jerry Falwell, this is the son, Junior, posted a picture of himself with his pants down with a woman with her pants unzipped, who was not his wife, drinking alcohol. And he posted this on his own social media, thinking this was appropriate or okay. And of course, this turned into his demise, which he was eventually removed. So you see the leadership in Liberty University, right? Jesus said, "You will know them by their fruits." Okay. So here's a quote again from Liberty University's own website, their own article. Michael Tate was very close to Dr. Falwell. Now they're speaking of Jerry Falwell's father, okay, who had passed away, but it's related to the Falwell family, right? For him to see Dr. Falwell's office was important for Mike. There was some time that we just left him alone and he went out by the gravesite. There was a sense of sadness, a sense of joy, a sense of pride of being an alumni from Liberty. This is what Michael Tate says: "I will never forget. Dr. Falwell is a big part of how I live my life now." And Michael Tate also says Dr. Falwell is a father figure of his life. All right. And so what I'm tying all this together is you see the Falwell family, the depravity of that, and then you see the fruits of Michael Tate, of the depravity of that, and you're kind of putting the pieces together, right? Is what actually happened with Michael Tate is a product of Liberty University, of what they are producing here. So again, tying this all together, this is a picture of Michael Tate and Toby Mac from Liberty University days. This is where DC Talk formed. This is where it all came together. The Falwell family, Liberty University, ultimately is the product of Michael Tait. This is where it all came from. So where am I going with all this? Well, if you have looked around, if you've watched my videos, you've seen progressive Christianity that is taking over the churches, and you see where are all these heretics coming from? Where are all these heresies being taught? Well, they're coming from the universities. They're coming from the seminaries. These are all products. All these people are just products of the system and this is where all of this is coming from. And so my point is this is the Michael Tait situation is exposure to the false products, the false seminaries, the woke universities like Liberty, and all the fake seminaries that are all out there that are raising up this product of Antichrist. Okay. As we see this all throughout, you see the rainbow, the Antichrist, the progressive woke churchianity, the new religion that is invading the churches, which is coming from the universities and the seminaries. And as the Apostle Paul said, if anyone preaches any other gospel, let them be accursed. Okay. And this is what's going on in the churches, in Christianity today, including the music. And so we are seeing products of it. We are seeing the fruits. As Jesus said, you will know them by their fruits. And this is the fruit that is being produced from the woke universe. So I just want to share some scriptures with you before I end this. 2 Thessalonians 2:11, he says, this reason God will send them a strong delusion that they should believe the lie. Right? 2 Corinthians 4:4, the God of this age, which is Satan, he has blinded the minds of the unbelievers. They cannot see the light of the gospel and the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. 1 Timothy chapter 4, the Spirit expressly states that in the latter time, the last days, some will abandon the faith and follow these deceitful spirits and the teachings of demons. That's what's being taught in these seminaries, in these universities, is doctrines of demons, influenced by hypocrisy of liars, whose consciousness are seared of a hot iron. And these are the words of Jesus himself. False Christs and false prophets will appear, perform great signs and wonders, and even deceive the elect, if that were possible. So this is where it all comes back to. So as we look at this, it should be no surprise, even for how depraved Michael Tait is. He is a product of the system, of the Antichrist system. So let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you can you like and subscribe and share? And until next time, read your Bibles and God bless.